Hey guys, KS Diver here, and welcome to my Mira Strat video for the new skyscraper. I'm really sorry how long this has taken. I wanted this done weeks ago, closer to Christmas. I'm having massive PC issues. This is about the 5th time I've tried recording this. Just having trouble editing and recording. Anyway, personal problems. Let's get into this, and I'm going to start off with showing you a quick tip. If I haven't shown you this before, when you have stuff on the wall, if you're having clipping issues with it going through your window, especially since the barricades are faster now, it really helps if you just start to put a barricade up and then let it go. It knocks everything off the wall for you. So as we get into this, I do want to say that the old skyscraper Mira Strats that I had were probably my favorite in the game, and I think they're even better now. So I've been super excited to bring this to you. Kind of pisses me off that it's taken so long, but here we are. So this is going to be our first window. It's going to be in this room, in I guess they call it makeup room. It's technically, I just call it geisha still for the call out. And this window right here, going to have the barricade on the left, barricade on that wall so they can't shoot you through the window. And then you'll have two barricades over here. And so we're committing a lot of utility to this room. First, with this line of sight, we're going to want to be able to see into A site. We can also see into the hallway. With this open, we can see into the default plant corner. And we can also see this hallway over here, and if they come up the stairs, they're not going to be able to move very far forward without you also being able to see them. With this window right here, you're going to also be able to see that window, and you're also going to be able to see that doorway over there. We're going to blow open the bottom of this wall right here, and that's going to allow you to see people's feet as they come across. They're not going to be able to see you unless they lay down, and you're going to get a lot of spray through kills right here. And also, they're going to be worried about this mirror window anyway, so they're just going to have no chance to shoot back at you. The nice thing about these windows stacking like this on that window is because a lot of times a Blackbeard will repel there, or somebody with a strong weapon, and now they have two windows to worry about, so it kind of messes with their eye angle a little bit. Get a lot of kills right here. That window isn't really this person's job. It's a little more dangerous for this person, but this person just plays back, and the person at that window can take care of it. Now, the reason we have two windows stacked up on top of each other like this is because that corner over there is so common to plant at. What they'll do is they blow this wall back here if they can get access, and then they plant over here in this corner where it seems safe. And with this mirror window here, it is not. This C4 right here is going to kill anybody and everybody in this vicinity. Nobody's going to survive. I tried originally to throw it over that wall. It can be done, although it's an extremely hard toss. And then I realized, oh, well, I can just throw it by the bomb. This mirror window also gets this repel window. You get feet coming through the hallway, you get that doorway over there, and you get that entrance right there to the room. We'll talk about the dangers here next. We're going to need certain operators to make this work. Obviously, you're going to need electricity or a mute, some kind of hard breach denial. Your other electricity is probably going to need to be devoted to this wall or whatever your hard breach utility is. This wall is crucial. You have to keep this wall intact. If you do let it fall, you're going to have a lot of trouble even with this mirror setup, because there's just not very good line of sight into that spot. From here, yeah, you can see people who are standing up and you come in on the left side there, but if they crouch in on the right, they start planting, you have no chance. Also from this window, I didn't even open this all the way up because it's almost useless. I'll do it just to show you. As you can see, I probably have even less visibility here of that wall than I do at the other window. Even with that wall opened up more, I would highly suggest that you devote utility to this wall here. It is very, very important. The other main wall they're going to attack is this one, and that's not as big of a deal. In fact, I almost encourage you to let them blow that open. Because of that Mira C4 toss right there, it's just so strong. If they come in there, they're going to feel so confident that they have the cover to plant, and they're going to die. For this window specifically, your main danger is going to be behind you. So if these get blown here, especially this one, they're going to have direct access to you. This window over here, it's kind of the same thing, although that window is going to get opened automatically. There's not much you can do about it, and they're going to try to pressure you and throw utility at you. And what you're going to want to do to deal with that is have somebody in here with you. So I would put either your Cade or maybe we're going to talk about Smoke or Castle. Maybe have one of them in here applying pressure from the other side of the window and helping you out. Or Rooney can help keep them at bay for a little bit. But I promise, once they figure out where you're at, they're probably going to go for that wall. So having another person in here is really going to help a lot. You can peek different angles. the person's gonna have to watch a lot not to get shot. As for the projectiles coming from those spots, especially that window, just a simple ADS like right here should be able to block everything from either of those being opened up. They're gonna throw a lot of flashbangs and grenades at you through that window. Let an ADS take care of all that for you. The other place I would probably suggest that you put an ADS is maybe right here. For this person sitting in this spot, this might look really dumb, but we're gonna either want a castle, or honestly I would prefer a deployable shield, and our operators are getting more and more limited on deployable shields, but smoke is a great choice. You can put a castle there, and if you do, then I would say you might as well castle that window too, and I would even go as far as to castle that just to give you even more protection, make them use more utility in order to shoot you in this spot here. If you do go the deployable shield route, then placement is key. You don't want to be forced up against this window. You want to be able to back off. You're pretty safe from that doorway over there to an extent if you stay up against the window, but there are going to be times when you have to back off. So you want the shield to cover you when you're back here rather than when you're right here. So I would put the shield maybe about right there. That way you can back off and maybe get back here a little bit and it will still cover you. But you also don't want it in your way where it's impeding you from moving. This person right here is extremely important. In fact, if you're a good Mira player, I would almost encourage that you just play this spot and have somebody else play the other spot. If the time calls for it and you're getting pushed from back here hard enough, it may be your job in this spot to come over here and help and throw a C4 or peek over here. These three people are going to have to help each other out because they're going to put pressure on Geisha. I would put the last ADS about right there. You got to have some cover from this window. So this is going to be our main anchor point. These three players. You're going to have somebody in here. You're going to have another player holding this window. And you're going to have another player, probably the Mira, holding this window with a shield right here protecting you. And you're going to have ADSs. I would suggest probably your fourth player play in this area. You gotta have somebody in here still as a presence, just in case they do happen to sneak in here and just like run in and get in this corner. This is probably gonna be your camera guy, either your Valkyrie or Maestro or maybe Echo. Your fifth player is gonna be your roamer. You could really hard anchor if you wanted to, but because this wall is so important, I suggest you do have a roamer who tries to keep them off your walls. Our next danger is going to be from the floor. It's possible. I haven't had it happen yet. I'm not too worried about it. It's kind of weird spots. You really got to know where these spots are, especially this one for this window. You're going to have somebody's got to ping you. This is soft, so you do have that danger. Of course, there is a hatch here. You do have to worry about that, but as long as you stay crouched, they cannot get a gun angle on you. If you stand up, it's not likely, but they can get a gun angle on you, and if you walk forward at all, they definitely can. My general strategy for getting shot through the floor is the same as it always is. Let's say Buck or Ash blows a hole open right here. You run away from it if it's an Ash, or if it's a Buck, maybe you just step to the side, go ahead and deploy that C4. And it lands on this table down here. Again, this is a weird spot, so they don't really go and attack you through the floor all that often, but it lands on this table. That's about it. This site is extremely effective and I love it to death. It's even better than last time. As you can see, there is a lot of soft destruction going on. Mira can't do it all, especially with one piece of shit shotgun. So Rooney can help with her fists if that's an operator you decide to have on the team. Since you need a deployable shield anyway, Ella's shotgun is a possibility. Her shotgun's still great. Or you could also run the smoke. He has a deployable shield and a shotgun. Both viable options, but you do need somebody else on the team with more than just impacts. You need a shotgun or a Rooney's fist to help you with these walls, because there's just so much setup to this. With the faster wall deployment times, it's much more doable than it was, but you really do need to have somebody else. And with that, that's this site. We're going to go over to the only other site I'm going to give you for this video, because the two downstairs sites are not really that viable. So let's go on over to that now. So while we're setting this up, I am just going to tell you, this is my favorite site to defend as Mira in the game, just like it was before they changed Skyscraper, and I'm super excited this is back in the ranked rotation. So you're probably wondering, Diver, what the hell are you doing? And that's pretty much what any random's going to tell you, so I highly suggest you don't even attempt this with randoms. All my Mira strats are almost exclusively team strats. You're just not going to be able to play with randoms because they're going to team kill you. So first we'll go over our barricades. You got 2 right here to the left of the window. You can put 1 right here. This one's optional. I may elect to not put this on most of the time, but you're going to have plenty of reinforcements, so it's not a big deal if you put it there. Have 1 at this middle divider wall between these 2 rooms. Go ahead and put 2 on this wall to the right. And you'll have 1 over here on this wall that goes straight out to the balcony. So our lines of sight are nuts, and this is my favorite sight in the game for this reason. Especially now that this window is gone right here. So from right here, we've got coverage of the window over there in jewelry. We've got this whole balcony plus rappels. We have cover from this hard section of wall that wasn't there before. So we can peek over here if we need to. And now we have hard cover right here that you can peek over if you need to. Throw C4s, do whatever you got to do. So the lines of sight for this window are incredible. And just to show you how strong this window spot is, somebody's going to come peek this window through. I mean, they always do, right? So here's what happens. They come around this and they're looking. And what is that over there? I mean, there's a light there and that's what they're seeing, but you can't really tell that there's a mirror window there because that table is blocking half of it. So they come over here, they're peeking, they gotta check this corner, and that's just an extremely obscure spot to have to spot somebody. Meanwhile, if you're the Mira, you see them clear as day, you pop up and shoot them, and it is one of the easiest kills of a mirror window that I've come up with. It is so good. So what we're doing with this mirror setup is we are single-handedly with 1 mirror setup, in fact 1 window, denying both sites from the east and south side essentially. This other window back here is almost solely designed to protect the backside in the almost inevitable event that they decide not to push that window because it's too strong and they come back here. This is a pretty good window. The problem is you cannot put a reinforcement with a window beside it. So for crouch tactics, this one's a little more risky. The good news is this room is going to be very hard to push with all the lines of sight you have and this C4 toss right here. I threw that one a little high, so it didn't go as far as it could have, but it still made it in here, and anybody close to this doorway is going to die. So we've got the backside of that mirror window covered. The other cool thing we can do at this window is if we get a call out or a sound cue, we can launch a C4 over that balcony and look for this lands. This is special. It's going to land almost in line with that wall, and I threw it just a tad short, but this is a super easy throw. Many times it'll land right here, which means that it's going to have an AoE of both the top and bottom stairs. Extremely deadly for an attacker. Also with that wall being open, if for some reason you do lose this mirror window over here to an ash or something, you now have the ability to semi-safely come across here with the bomb for cover, and you can watch that hallway still. Another great thing about this mirror window is if you hear somebody open that hatch, or say you get a call that somebody's under there, just lob a C4 over the desk. And look where that landed. That is a pretty sweet throw. If you want to be able to see your target instead of just blindly throwing a C4, this may be a bit riskier because you're also giving them a line of sight. But you can open that floor up right there and step back, take some peeks. Let's say you peek, you see somebody's there, go ahead and launch a C4, and look, now you've got a C4 right where you wanted it. Another great thing you can do, and the reason I opened that wall up right there, is you're probably going to need somebody playing in this area with you. In case you get headshot while somebody's waiting for you to pop up, which can happen, this person can take over your window and keep this locked down because you do not want to lose this side of the site. But while you do have a Jaeger or somebody sitting over here, go ahead and give their head a yellow ping. This person right here already knows where to aim. It's badass. It's such a quick peek. So now that we have our lines of sights covered, let's move on to the dangers. So this floor right here is hard. You don't have to worry about that. Of course, we covered this soft floor over here. You have a C4 contingency for that. Your backside's going to be covered from that other mirror window, so you don't have to worry about this too much. However, if you don't have somebody playing right here, they can rappel over here now. They can rappel right here and avoid detection from your window. So that's another good reason to have somebody else playing in this spot here. If you don't feel comfortable having that wall open, it's no big deal. You should have enough reinforcements to go ahead and just close it up. As for protections, you're going to need an ADS right there It's probably the safest place to put it so it doesn't get shot from the window. I would recommend putting another one right here. And I would put another one probably somewhere in this vicinity here. Because of all this extra protection over here with the wall and this counter here, you don't really need that much else at this window. The rest of your protection is going to need to go over here because once they realize they can't push that side, they're going to have to rotate around this side over here, and this guy is going to be in a lot more trouble. So you're going to need to put either a deployable shield right here, which is what I recommend, or at least a castle right there. This is going to be a very anchor-tight defense. There's only going to be one roamer again probably, and you're going to want him around this section of the map or down below to help keep people from coming through this doorway. This is probably the most dangerous doorway. If you do have a castle, then I say prioritize that door and this door. I think another big thing that really helps the person playing at this window over here is to have somebody playing in this room. It's not nearly as dangerous as you might think with the changes, because you don't have to worry about this as much. That mirror window is going to cover your flank. The only thing you have to really worry about is that rappel, and you can limit your exposure to that. So sitting right here, you got some cover. If this is barricaded, you can sit right here and be pretty safe. And if they start pushing this side over here, he could be a big help in keeping people off the stairs or keeping people at bay along with the mirror. Putting some kind of mute jam or electricity on this I think is very important. That should leave you room to go ahead and throw one right here. If things get really bad in here, don't forget to use your terrain. You can get up on top of here and get some good angles on people if we somehow lose A. Getting up here to change the eye angle of people coming in. There's a lot you can do. Anyway, I think that's it for this map, guys. The next one will be coming shortly. As always, enjoy the view.